42-40, ending the season 1-9, playing without our best player, or at least who was thought to be our best player. And now, 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. This is the story of the 2027 Chicago Bulls. How long will the slipper fit? We currently lead the Eastern Conference Finals 2-1 against the 49-33 Orlando Magic. The games we won were by 27 and 18 points. The one game we lost was by 7. And today we will try to get those final 2 wins to reach our first NBA Finals since 1998. Starting lineups remain unchanged for both teams as Dalen Terry continues to start as the main defender of Franz Wagner. And we begin Game 4 in Simcast mode. We will jump in eventually. First quarter winding down, and we hit a buzzer-beating 3 to take a 7-point lead as Shaedon Sharpe already has 17 points. 5 of 8 from the field. Marcus Sasser leads the Magic. We play on in the second quarter. Magic tie it up, but we take the lead back. Up by 2. Still tightly contested. 4 minutes to go in the half, and we're pulling away a little bit. Double digits now. And we're going to let this sim all the way to halftime. 71-56, and Shaedon Sharpe has not slowed down one bit. 31 points at the break. This is just another one of those nights for Shaedon Sharpe. Not the first time this postseason we've seen him ascend to just a whole nother level. We're going to jump in here and play the second half of Game 4. Playing with a 15-point lead. James Harden, no good on his 3-point attempt. And we're just going to give the ball back to Shaedon and get out of the way. Posting up and spinning to the rim. It's too easy. I have a feeling we're going to see double teams pretty soon as Donovan Clingan called for the foul on Hartenstein, who hits a pair. Lamont Appling still guards Shaedon Sharpe, and Sharpe is just toying with him. The little baby floater. And swatting that entry pass away is Luis Kuzma. Shaedon Sharpe off to the races. Hop step to the left and attacks the rim, drawing the foul. 11 for 12 from the charity stripe today. Dalen Terry getting his hands dirty. He gets the steal, and Shaedon Sharpe cannot be stopped. We've already seen him break the NBA record for points in a playoff game not too long ago. Could he break his own record in the same postseason? 39 points, 9 minutes to go in the third. Give him 41. Just a shoot-around, pull-up mid-range jumper. Appling tried to get a little too fancy there. Blocked, and Sharpe off to the races again. And our 15-point halftime lead has ballooned to 25 in just over 4 minutes. Harden for 3. That was off the turnover from Sharpe. We have just looked like the better team all tournament long as Terry blocks the reverse layup from Wagner. Here's Donovan Clingan, stripped of the ball, and he's down in pain, clutching his left elbow. It's a 4-on-5. No, Clingan does get back, and Appling does hit a 3. So another minor injury for our starting center. Clingan went down with a sprained knee back in Game 5 of the first round. He was able to return quickly from that. And now he takes some hard contact on that left arm. He is questionable to return, but at the very least he will get a break. Luis Kuzma will sub in at center. It's been a game changer for us to be able to have Kuzma back. And he came into the league as a 4-3 hybrid, but I've really liked utilizing him as a small ball 5 so far in these playoffs, as Thompson gets the inside positioning and lays it in. Sharpe deflects it, chases it down. A steal for Sharpe, driving, and fouled. He is not letting his foot off the gas. 44, and can't hit the second free throw. 88-66. Marcus Sasser has been maybe the best bench shooter on the Magic. Hits another. Sharpe drives baseline, pulls up, can't hit it. Here's Harden. Finds some space behind Wagner for the jumper. That's a long two. 17-point lead. And Paolo Banchero can't hit the three. He's also playing shaken up. He has been all postseason. Sharpe to the rim. 46. This is just becoming commonplace at this point. Especially the way he's scoring. I mean, it's too easy for Shaedon. 48. 14 minutes to play. Shaedon draws a double, finds a cutting Dalen Terry. A very timely cut from Terry, and a good delivery. Here's Wagner, open at the top of the key. He has struggled, 2 of 10 on the night. Terry, 10 points now. He's on triple-double watch with 7 assists, 10 rebounds. And this time, Wagner gets it to go. We are just a different team playing on our home court. They can't guard the backdoor cut. 50 points for Shaedon Sharpe. And he hung midair for that layup. Looked a little Jordan-esque. Harden gets a good first step and tried to pass it out. Deflected. Scramble for the ball. Thompson comes away with it. No one to stop him. 360. What a way to get into triple digits. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. The avalanche continues. Shaedon Sharpe steals it away. The lob is interrupted. Terry and Sharpe were trying to end Sasser's career on that play. As Paolo Banchero can't hit the second chance attempt, but we do throw it right back to the Magic. Oh my, Terry off the glass. This team is playing with so much energy. Terry, Sharpe, can't lay it in. 27-point lead. Cold streak for Sasser. Harden, corner three, got it. Silences the crowd momentarily. Sharpe, double team. Thompson inside, finds Kuzma. And puts it up at the buzzer, no good. But we look to be poised to win our third game of the series. Building off of the momentum we built in Game 3 with the 27-point win. And we have just taken over. Sharpe way too open on the jumper. Gotta be careful though. Last time Sharpe had this great of a scoring performance, we forgot to actually win the basketball game. We were instead more concerned with the game of how many points can Sharpe score. Can't fall into that trap. Terry, tied up by Isaiah Hartenstein. 7-2 versus 6-7 on the jump ball, and Terry won it. His wingspan is something else. Andrej Lorbeck, 7 points off the bench today. It's been all Shaedon, clobbered midair by Chris Duarte. And another trip to the free throw line, misses the first, makes the second. He is shooting 18 of 25 from the field. Chris Duarte, high arcing corner three, goes down. The lead is 22. Aaron Gordon now playing the small ball 5. And he rises up to punch it on Hartenstein. I think with the way this game is going, there's no need to put Donovan Clingan back in the game. Lamont Appling still getting busy, hits the Sham God move, and Banchero ruins the assist. Cleaned up by Hartenstein, and he again hits 2 free throws. Lamont Appling through contact, hits the shot over Lorbeck. Hartenstein has a post mismatch, and missed the baby hook. It has been that kind of night for the Orlando Magic. Lorbeck attacking and finishes the and one. That is elite footwork from the sophomore guard. Not his best game. He's only got 10 points. What a pass. Sharpe somehow found Kuzma, but he is blocked. Chris Duarte, another 3. Got it. Still hovering around 20 points behind. Sharpe trying to put him to sleep. 55. Shaedon Sharpe is in his flow state again. We are witness to greatness. 58 and counting. Lamont Appling bothered at the rim. Rebound tipped and secured by Chicago. Sharpe triple teamed, and he's gonna drive and score! His second 60-point game of the playoffs. And he does it with incredible touch on this shot. Gets a good contest here from Harden, but he just falls away and drops it in softly. Sharpe has it again. He's gonna look for more. He's blocked. I think we can afford to give him the ball a few more times today. Under 5 minutes to go. Sharpe blocked again by Hartenstein. And stepping out of bounds is Kuzma. So that hasn't gone so well. Thompson with more quick hands. He's gonna lob it to himself. Come on, Thompson. You know that was Sharpe's play to be made. He wanted a little bit of the glory for himself. Oh my, that was almost an Andre Drummond, Torrey Craig situation. Glad it wasn't. Terry, open three. And we are just flexing on the Magic right now. Harden still in the game, and he hits a nice spin move into the layup there. But we call timeout, and this will be the emptying of the bench. Shaedon Sharpe, take a bow. As Branko Todorovic, our designated run-up-the-score man, enters the game. Can I please hit a three with Mace Gadzarich? None of them seem to go in. Hartenstein steals a rebound away from Lucas and gets it out to Garuba for three. But how about this? 2.5 minutes away from being just one win away from the NBA Finals. I've already compared this run to the 2023 Heat. Dare I say it's even more impressive. For one, like I already said, the Heat were the 7th seed and became the 8th seed. We were the 9th seed and became the 8th seed. Also, the Celtics took the Heat to 7 games in the ECF. We could win this in 5. Of course, Miami also could have won it in 4 or 5, as they did go up 3-0 in that series and almost blew it. But good God, are we dominating these games. 18, 27, and 31. With the cherry on top from Gadzarich. It wasn't Todorovic that time. But those are the margins of victory in our 3 wins so far in the series. And tonight, it was behind another special performance from Shaedon Sharpe. I'd say he is our Jimmy Butler for this playoff run, but at this point, there's no comparing this to anybody. He has surpassed the all-time greats of the game. There are only 2 other players who have gotten one 60-point playoff game. Shaedon Sharpe has done it twice in the span of a month. And nobody else scored over 13, but that's really because no one else was taking that many shots. Everyone was pretty efficient today. Thompson 5 of 8, Terry 5 of 10, he hit 3 3-pointers, and Clingan 5 of 8 even though he went down with the injury and didn't come back. James Harden bounced back with 27 points, but Banchero had only 15. Wagner was way off of his game, and they just did not have the firepower to hang with us. 13 of 28 from 3-point range. That is what I like to see. Having Terry and Howard both hit 3 threes on solid efficiency makes us pretty dang hard to beat. I don't know what else to say at this point about this team. I'm running out of superlatives, but the job's not finished. One more win to reach the finals. But if we do make it there, who might we face? The Western Conference Finals is between the 1-seeded Spurs and the 2-seeded Grizzlies, so the polar opposite of the East in that, for us, it's the battle of the two Cinderellas, and in the West, it's the battle of the two top contenders. The Spurs are, of course, the heavy favorites in the series, as they have won the last 2 matchups between the two, and they lead the series 2-1 right now. But hold your horses, this might not be another slam dunk win for the Spurs, as the Grizzlies have tied the series up. Ja Morant is still doing his thing in Memphis, 20 points in a near triple-double in a 12-point victory. There were 4 other Grizzlies in double figures, including Spencer Dinwiddie and Michael Porter Jr., 2 new faces on this team. But Jaren Jackson went down with an injury at the end of last year's series against the Spurs, got hurt in the same game as Victor Wembanyama, but the loss of Jackson proved to be even more catastrophic for the Grizzlies, as losing Wemby was for the Spurs, as the Spurs closed them out in the next game. But this time around, we're hoping for no catastrophic injuries, and we'll see which team comes out on top at full strength. The injury to Donovan Clingan is a bruised forearm, and that's something he can play through no problem, not even taking an attribute hit. He is going to be back and ready to go for this potential put-away Game 5. This playoff run has spanned a lot of videos. It's lasted a long time, but I still can't believe that it's gone this long and that we're in this position right now. 1 win from the finals. And we don't need to make any crazy adjustments for this game. We just need to do what's been working for us the last 3 times we've won. Play fast, take advantage of mistakes, get out in transition, pound it inside, and of course, get Shaedon the basketball. 42-40 is long gone. Let's leave it all on the court today. Magic Bulls Game 5, Amway Center is the site, and the Bulls win the tip. Ausar Thompson drops it off inside to Clingan, misses the layup, gets it back. Kuzma attacking, back to Clingan, and hitting Sharpe on the cut. Good defense from the Magic, forcing the miss from Sharpe. It's Lamont Appling the other way, running over Luis Kuzma, but Kuzma is called for the block. Isaiah Hartenstein lowers his shoulder into Donovan Clingan for the night's first points. Kuzma pounded at the rim, but he got it to go. Nearly 14 points per night on 63% shooting for Kuzma in these playoffs. Running floater shot good for Wagner. Sharpe aborts his shot at the last second, and Clingan is fouled and hits a free throw. Here's Shaedon, still guarded by Lamont Appling. Kuzma bailed out by the Clingan putback. That was ferocious. Thompson gets a good jump off the screen, and Clingan rolls to the rim. 7-4. Harden with a straight line drive, but Clingan was creeping behind him. Still Magic ball. Harden finds Wagner open. Straightaway 3 doesn't go. Dalen Terry still starting for our team. Starts the fast break, which is finished by Kuzma. Wagner off balance triple rattles in. 9-7, 4 minutes in. And Sharpe already drawing double teams. They are scared to death of him. And that just opens up the court for the rest of our guys. Donovan Clingan with the slam. Wagner with a sweet spin move going to his right and drops it in. Pick and roll. Thompson to Clingan. We've seen that before. Hartenstein has been hard to handle inside. 13-11. Sharpe driving into the teeth of the defense, and he hits the shot, plus the foul. Undeterred by the entire defense whacking at him, but he can't hit the free throw. His one weakness during this playoff run, and Kuzma takes a tumble. Why is Donovan Clingan wearing a Magic jersey? I'm so excited to be done with 2K23. Wow, great move from Wagner to get open for 3. Shaedon, left wing, finds Terry off a screen, drains it from deep. Appling has been streaky, can't hit this one. Thompson the other way, left wing, around a screen from Clingan, splits the defense, and he slams. That was filthy. Go ahead and rewind 10 seconds for that as we commit a bad turnover. Wagner rejected by Terry, gets it back. Bad spacing here from the Magic offense, and Wagner fouled by Clingan. And here's Andrej Lorbeck off the bench, driving it right on Marcus Sasser to the rim. 7-point lead now for the Bulls. Sasser taking it up and pickpocketed. Andrej Lorbeck ahead to Jet Howard. Cocking it back against his former team. Duarte has been finding a rhythm from range. Howard trying to get back in his rhythm, and he is taking it to the rack for a pair of free throws, which he hits. 26-18, first quarter. Terry intercepts the pass. Lorbeck, Sharpe, open, good. 11-point lead. And another turnover. Kuzma to Howard, windmill. And we are already putting our foot down here in the first. How long can we keep this momentum? Lorbeck dancing on Sasser inside. Kuzma fouled. Good find. Here's Usman Garuba. Kuzma bodying him up in the paint, blocks the shot, and it's a shot clock violation. Relentless defense. This is quite a run here. Sharpe, what a drop off! And Kuzma powers it through. And now it's a 10-0 Bulls run. And Sasser is losing his cool. You don't usually see the computer make that mistake. Backcourt violation. Oh my, the lob to the Cyclops. And we're officially doubling them up. Sasser not having an easy time out there, but the ball finds Caleb Martin wide open in the corner to end the run. Here's Jet. Finds Thompson, drives middle, clobbered by Usman Garuba. Hits one free throw. Isaiah Hartenstein can't finish it over the 7-7 Lucas. And we had the last shot of the quarter if we won it. Lorbeck, back to Howard, back to Kennard. Kennard will take the last shot. No, he gives it off to Howard. Good! At the buzzer. A 40-piece in the first quarter. The Bulls are dialed in. And we are picking up Lamont Appling full court. Paolo Banchero burns us with a corner three. Jet calmly steps into the mid-range jumper. Here's Ihart taking it inside, and Lucas sends it away. And here's Appling the other way and takes it in with the left hand. Jet already with 11 points. Finds Lorbeck in the low post. Double clutches it in over Harden. Harden gets him back with a three. 44-30. Lorbeck to Kennard. Steps back and hits it right in the face of Appling. And Appling with a quick first step. And crazy bounce on that dunk. 15-point lead. Kennard drains another. 50 points for us already. Duarte can't hit that one. Hartenstein cleans it up. Duarte another chance, and it goes. And we use our first timeout. Nearly halfway through the second quarter. Sharpe spinning and scoring. Not at a 60-point pace at the moment, but he can heat up at any moment. As Harden lays it in. Howard picks up his dribble, finds Sharpe, who's sent to the free throw line by Appling. Again hitting just one of two. Banchero reverses it in over Kuzma. A lot of similarities in the games of those two players as Clingan gets the block. And now Howard lobs it up, nowhere close. Shaedon can jump high, but not that high. Duarte again. He does not have the best shooting ratings, but he's made a lot of jumpers against us. Maybe because we're content to leave him open most of the time. Banchero, well defended by Luis Kuzma. Sharpe with some misdirection, open just inside the three-point line. And here we are pushing it again. Sharpe driving baseline and a high arcing finish. To think that Sharpe was averaging just over 21 points per game in the regular season and now averaging 30 plus in the playoffs. This is Jamal Murray level playoff rising. And now under 2 to go in the half. Nice finish from Ausar. Sharpe, not that time. Rebound Hartenstein. And a minute remaining. Sasser from the elbow, he's got it. 62-51. Aaron Gordon in the game and smokes the layup. He just has too many plays like that. Sasser back for more. And all of a sudden, it's a single-digit lead. How can we regain momentum into the break? Howard is off the mark. Under 20 seconds in the second. Wagner inside, Hartenstein over Howard. 6-point game. 5 seconds to go. Sharpe, free throw line, got it. Both quarters end in last-second shots by the Bulls. And that's going to give us an 8-point lead with 24 minutes left to play with a final spot hanging in the balance. On to the third quarter. Franz Wagner finds Paolo Banchero open for 3. Magic threatening to flip this game on its head. Oh my, did Thompson just nutmeg Lamont Appling? Somehow gets the pass to Shaedon Sharpe. Can't hit it though. Man, where were the easy looks we were getting in the first quarter? Appling to Hartenstein, Banchero, another triple, no, Hartenstein is there. 64-61. What happened? Shaedon backing down Appling, fades away, no. Another chance here for Terry, no. Clingan rebounds, puts it up and off. A lid on the basket, Terry, no. Kuzma rebounds. Sharpe taking his time here, guarded by Wagner. 3 on the shot clock. Terry off a couple screens. No! The cold spell continues. James Harden, defended by Ausar. Thompson fakes him out, misses the shot. Hartenstein with the putback. 1-point game. This is bringing back memories of the Season 1 battles where we went up 3-0, but couldn't close it out until Game 6. Now for the tie, Appling can't hit it. Hartenstein again on the offensive glass, and Harden benefits. 66 apiece. Timeout, Chicago. What are we going to do about this? We are going to bring in the spark plug, Andrej Lorbeck, and we're also bringing in Kennard and Howard to try to get a little bit more floor spacing here. Sharpe is going to step back and drain the 3. Much needed. Wagner guarded tightly And that is Clingan's 4th foul. Not happy about that call. Hits both free throws. And we're going to have to keep our eye on that foul trouble. Clingan with a nice roll to the rim. And he remains aggressive, going to the free throw line. Made the first and missed the second. Magic trying to push. Full court pass to Appling, and he flushes. Need to get back to playing our game here. Here's Howard inside to Lorbeck, and he can't hit the layup. Hartenstein now taking it in, and out to Wagner, and we get away with a wide open miss. Halfway through the third, here's Howard, hands off to Sharpe, attacking, and rejected, gets it back, and puts it in. 20 points for the abnormality. And that was in and out from Howard, and it's cleaned up by Clingan. Back up to a 6-point lead. And Hartenstein, no, but we can't seem to box out. Hartenstein for 3. Are you kidding me? They are not making it easy on us. Kuzma, what a move. Quick crossover and a physical finish. Sasser, no. Harden, another offensive rebound. That's been the one thing we've struggled with all series long. And Banchero makes us pay. I caught Lucas drawing a double team. Oh my, is that a no-look pass? Did he just do that? We actually managed to hit both free throws as well. And we do box out. That's why you put Lucas in the game. Thompson to Lorbeck over the smaller Sasser. 7-point lead. No good from Banchero. Howard up the court. A screen from Lucas going left and now fading away. Good! Hit him with the DeRozan special move right there. Harden can't hit. And we can get this back up to double digits. Here's Lorbeck, has a big man on him. And a great screen and a finish. We are abusing Marcus Sasser on the defensive end. Another missed free throw, but we are up by 11. Sasser, good. He may be a cone on defense, but he has been their best shooter this series. Oh, what a rejection from Thompson, but it goes right back to Sasser. 86-81, and good defense on James Harden. Lorbeck pushing. Thompson to the corner. Howard, yes! This is the game from him that we've been waiting for. 16 points, and Lorbeck did not get that off in time. The lead is 8 with 12 minutes to play. This could go down to the wire, or we could close the door emphatically. It's our choice. This is what the series has been leading up to. A chance to bring the Bulls to their first finals since 1998. Kuzma with the putback, and we are up by 10. This is the most momentous quarter of the entire Bulls franchise to this point. So I've decided to keep this entirely uncut. I'm going to commentate the entire fourth quarter with no jump cuts. So sit back, enjoy this moment in Chicago Bulls history as Howard is fouled hard by Hartenstein, his second foul. Aaron Gordon getting fourth quarter minutes in the biggest game of the season. Does he deserve it? I don't know with the way he's been playing this season as he hits 1 of 2, but he is the only player on our roster to have won an NBA championship. And we're hoping his veteran presence can help us out there. Marcus Sasser blocked by guess who? It looked like Kuzma and Gordon both got to that simultaneously. Bulls pushing. Thompson is rejected. We get it back. And we slow it down. Here's Thompson. Inside to Gordon. And again, a missed layup. Sharpe came flying in, but couldn't get the rebound. Wagner up the court, finds Appling for a corner three. 92-84. 7 points and 7 assists for Ausar Thompson. Last time we had a closeout game, he had maybe the best game of his entire career. But today he's been a great glue guy for us, as Sharpe is a bit out of control as he attacks the rim. He's been blocked by Hartenstein more than a few times today. And the Magic, behind their home fans, looking to get back in this. Hartenstein, a hook shot off the rim. 10 minutes to go. Ahead to Thompson, he drives baseline back out to Kuzma. And here's Howard, inching inside, and feeds Kuzma, who's fouled by Garuba, his fourth. Luis Kuzma, 15 points, 11 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the free throw line today. And that's his second miss. As you might notice, I put the free throws on user timing, even though I use real player percentage shooting, which can lead to some odd free throw results. I'm not the best at free throws, especially on the road, as you can tell. But I don't know, that's just how I like to do things for some reason. I think that user timing with jump shots makes the game a little bit too focused on user skill and not enough on player ratings. But for free throws, I just like to add more of an element of suspense. Since it's such a mental skill, I want to feel like making free throws takes some actual focus instead of just being a dice roll. No good from Sasser. Man, he has been hounded today. When he's open, he's hit his shots, but he has not handled our pressure very well. 93-84. Jet Howard up top, hitting a cutting Thompson. And that's a very accurate feed from Howard. A lot of his passes tend to go into the bleachers or to the other team. 95-84, here's Garuba. Hands off, Sasser, 3, wide left. Kuzma hits Clingan in transition. Backing down Sasser, hits Howard, corner 3, no. Hartenstein with the board. Lamont Appling. They have not gotten the production they've needed from him in this series. Sasser penetrating and gets it up on Howard. Howard called for the foul. 12 points for Marcus Sasser. He has certainly played hard in this series, and he hits both free throws. So this game isn't going to be the gimme that I thought it was going to be after the first quarter. But as long as we trade buckets, we're good. Thompson, what a move! A Euro step in tight quarters gives us an 11-point lead. Magic shooting 38% from the field to our 51. Garuba hops out for a triple. Can't get the bounce. Howard to Thompson in transition. And here is Sharpe. If he can take over right now, the Magic are done. Can't hit that shot, though. Garuba off and running. He crosses over and rejected by Clingan. Here's Ausar. Setting up the offense. Howard flares to the corner. Guarded by Sasser. And delivers it inside to Sharpe. Calmly floats it home. 13-point lead, 7:24 to go. It's Sasser up top, hitting Hartenstein outside. We give him space, hands off to Wagner. And a pick and roll action, blocked from behind. Donovan Clingan does it again. Now Thompson looking to capitalize. Drives on Sasser, attracts the help, gets it out to Clingan. We have to reset. And Thompson will get a screen from Kuzma. Howard has to step back into the shot clock. No, Kuzma with the board. extends the possession. Shaedon goes 360 and deflecting his pass is Hartenstein. Magic needs something right now. Appling fouled and he got it to go. Only the first foul on Shaedon, but it gets the crowd going. Could be a momentum swing for the Magic. 99-89 after the free throw. Thompson, right wing. He'll deliver to Clingan, who gets it out to Sharpe. A three, no. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll stay here. They say it's off Hartenstein. Clingan inbounds and gets it to Howard, top of the key. Stepping back and no good. Rebound Hartenstein. Halfway through the fourth. Magic still dealing with a 10-point deficit. Appling off a screen. Euro stepping and scoring. He's got 15 points, and he has showed up a little bit better than he has in some of the other games this series. Sasser called reaching in. Magic making a substitution. Out comes Sasser, in comes James Harden. Shaedon Sharpe picks up his dribble, finds Kuzma inside. Garuba erases it. So the Magic are opting to go with Garuba right now. He's had a very nice game off the bench. Paolo Banchero is sitting. Shaedon Sharpe misses the layup. And it's Appling running the point for the Magic. Top of the key, around a screen from Hartenstein, spins to the middle and passes it out. Harden with 5 to shoot. Gets the last second pick, puts it up. No, Hartenstein hauls it in. Garuba again. I was not familiar with Garuba's range. And now it is a 5-point game once more. The crowd is in it. And Billy Donovan calls time. We have held a lead for the vast majority of this game, but the Magic are not going away. Taking a look at our box score at the moment, Shaedon Sharpe leads all scorers with 22. We have 5 players in double figures. The only change we make is to bring in Dalen Terry. Only 3 points off the bench for Terry, but we need his defense right now. Here he is with the ball. Finds Thompson in the corner. Waiting for Clingan to set the screen. Stopping, dropping it off, and drawing the foul. Hartenstein's third. Donovan Clingan and Isaiah Hartenstein have battled in the paint this series, both getting tons of rebounds and tons of blocks. And Donovan now has 16 points, 12 boards, and 4 rejections. The Magic's turn to take a timeout. We'll see if they actually put Banchero in right now. They are shooting 38% from the field. And no, Banchero remains benched. He's had 10 points in this game, 4 of 14 from the field, and he remains in the doghouse. Harden, off balance, long 2. You'd think he, of all players, wouldn't take that shot as Clingan rumbles for the dunk. Absolutely demolishing Lamont Appling. Back up to 9. 4:25 to go. Appling gets around his defender and takes it coast to coast. 7 of 11 shooting for Appling. The Magic would not be where they are right now if not for him. Sharpe receives the handoff in the paint and fades away, no good. And a loose ball foul, that's number 5 on Donovan Clingan. I would very much prefer not to lose him, but with 4 minutes to go, we're going to keep him in. This is not the time to be conservative. Harden to Appling. Draws the help and gets it out to Usman Garuba. Wide open 3, just misses. Shaedon will take it on Appling and can't hit it. Remains at 22 points. Only 7 in the half. Here's Harden. Deep three from the logo. No good. And Hartenstein again. How does he keep doing that? And to the free throw line goes Appling. That's the 4th foul on Kuzma. 103-98. Appling has been reliable from the free throw line despite his percentage struggles throughout the season. Thompson up top. Scanning. Finding Terry. Pump fakes. Drives and fouled by Banchero, who has finally entered the ball game. Garuba has taken a seat. Oh, he comes right back in. Banchero was in there for about 20 seconds as Terry knocks down both to put us up 7. One of our more reliable free throw shooters with a nice slow release. Harden, Wagner down screen, no good on the 3. It has not been a great series for Franz or Paolo, which is why they're in the hole they're in. 7-point lead for us. Here's Thompson as we run the trusty Princeton offense. Thompson, hook shot, that's good. 6 for 9 shooting from Ausar Excellency Thompson. I cannot believe that's his actual middle name. As Appling camps in the corner, and he will attack inside on Clingan. Clingan deters it and gets the board. Closing in on 2 to play. Thompson goes left off a screen, hits Kuzma. Terry open. Corner 3 is good. Double digits as we go under 2 minutes. And that sucks the life out of this building. Harden needed that, and he didn't get it. Outlet pass to Thompson. Sharpe thought about the 3. Clingan inside. And we'll try to set something up. Sharpe to Terry. Cutting back door, Kuzma! Look out below! Incredible! That could be our Kobe Shaq Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals moment. The lob from Terry to Kuzma. The longest tenured Bull finding the shortest tenured Bull. Franz Wagner slams it home. And the Magic are going to the full court press. It's Terry galloping inside for 2. Terry has come in and given us the spark we've needed to essentially close the door. 1 minute to go. The Magic need a miracle as Wagner hits again. Just gotta avoid a turnover. Shaedon will take it up past half court. He'll give it to the corner. Kuzma penetrating as we play keep away. Terry to Sharpe. He'll trigger. No good. 40 to go. Wagner trying to pull off a T-Mac 13 and 33. Harden, long 2, got it. At this point, they need 3s. Still celebrating about it, though. Under 30. Shaedon to Thompson. He will run some clock off. And the Bulls can feel it now. The most magical Cinderella run in the history of the sport lives on. And somehow, for the first time since 1998, the Chicago Bulls are finals bound. From the 9th seed to one of the last 2 teams standing. Unbelievable what the Bulls have been able to do in 2027. defying all odds, all logic. We are getting our shot at the Larry O'Brien Trophy. But for now, we can revel in our Eastern Conference Championship. After defeating the 1-seeded 76ers, the 4-seeded Hawks, and the 6-seeded Orlando Magic. The teams just kept getting lower and lower seeded as we went on, and we proved we were better than all three of them. And now we get to hoist that trophy proudly. Shaedon Sharpe did not have his best game, but it did not matter. Luis Kuzma, 18 and 18. Donovan Clingan also supplied 18 with 4 blocks. Jet Howard did most of his damage in the first half, but it was enough. Ausar, Thompson, and Dalen Terry also got into double figures. This has just become all too common to see in the box score after a game. We have so many players reach double figures almost every game. The only time it doesn't happen is when Sharpe goes for 60 or 70 points. This is truly a throwback basketball team who shares the ball, scores inside, and hangs their hat on defense as well, at least in these playoffs. It's only fitting, as the goal of this series was to recreate the glory days of the 90s Bulls anyway. And I think I can say it now. I'm going to say it. The Magic were not an Eastern Conference Finals caliber team. We beat them quite easily. Easier, in fact, than the first time we faced them. The fact that they beat Miami really surprised me. I think we would have had a harder time beating the Heat with Bronny and Jonathan Kuminga and Cody Williams. But you know what? We got rewarded for knocking off the number 1 seed and then beating the defending champions in the Hawks, which was really the hardest series we had to play. And by the time we got to the conference finals, there was really no juggernaut teams left. I mean, Orlando's offense was hard to watch at times. They did get it going in spurts, but 38% from the field in this game. They took 53s and hit a good amount of them, but they were pretty much useless inside that three-point line. And it should not come as a surprise that Shaedon Sharpe is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The Michael Jordan Trophy goes to the man who broke Michael Jordan's record. At just 23 years of age, he looks like the man who could lead us into a new era of Bulls dominance and be one of the all-time greats of the franchise, if he's not already earned that honor with this run alone. Shortly after that game, Donovan Clingan fully healed from his injury, and now we're going to close this episode out by seeing what happens in the Western Conference Finals. The Spurs and Grizzlies are locked at 2 games apiece, and the pivotal Game 5 goes the way of San Antonio. Keldon Johnson and Victor Wembanyama combine for 51 points. Anthony Edwards wakes up, he has 19, and they are now 1 win away from reaching their 3rd finals in a row. And they close it out in Game 6 with a resounding 23-point win. Victor Wembanyama absolutely takes over, 33 and 15. Ja Morant was not at his best from a scoring standpoint, and besides Desmond Bane, no one else on the Grizzlies could pick up the slack. Jaren Jackson was gutting it out through right shoulder tendonitis, and he's just gotten really unlucky 2 years in a row with injuries in the final couple games of their season. And of course, Wemby is your Western Conference Finals MVP with 27 points per game, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 1.5 blocks, 56% from the field, 43 from deep. The man is a cyborg. And here is the finals matchup. I have been eager to get to this point in the series and show you how this all played out. You could not write a better script. The reason this matchup is so interesting goes back to the offseason. Just last offseason, we traded for the Spurs' number 2 overall pick, which we used to select Luis Kuzma. And I ended up giving myself liberties to kind of cheese the system a little bit, since we actually should have been owed that pick. It was ours originally, and if 2K had fully realistic pick protection rules, we would have had the pick. We wouldn't have had to trade for it. So we had our second overall pick robbed from us by 2K. I ended up trading them Jaden McDaniels and Killian Hayes, plus a 2028 lottery protected first rounder to move up in the first round from the middle to number 2. I know it's been a long time since Season 4 started. It's been way too long. I feel like I have to give you guys refreshers for what happened in the past in this series. But yes, this was one of the main stories of the offseason, as well as, of course, signing Shaedon Sharpe. Those two moves, I would say, are what propelled us from being the worst team in the league last year to now the finals. But the stage is set for one of the biggest David versus Goliath finals matchups ever. Our run has been absolutely miraculous, but I don't know if anyone is picking us over the super team Spurs. They are battle-tested in the West, having made it to the finals 3 years in a row now, but they are still looking for their first championship in the Wemby era, and they should be extremely hungry this time around. Here's Wemby's stats for the playoffs as a whole, and he is going to be a completely different animal from any of the other centers we faced. I mean, we faced Joel Embiid, but for some reason he just was not very effective against us. I have seen Victor Wembanyama play in this franchise, and he is like no other. I mean, just look back to the Rising Stars Challenge where Clingan faced off against Wemby for the first time. Both of those guys went at it all game long. Clingan doesn't get dominated by many on the defensive end, but Wembanyama was giving him the business. And this is his supporting cast: 85 Anthony Edwards, 84 Keldon Johnson, 84 Kyrie Irving, and Zachary Riza-Shea is a very strong 79. Fits into this lineup perfectly. Jaden McDaniels and Killian Hayes are their top 2 guys off the bench. That is incredible that we get to face off against those two in the finals with our rookie Luis Kuzma that we traded them for. But looking at some of these other stat lines, Keldon Johnson had a very strong season and an even stronger playoffs. 52, 43, 83 are his efficiency splits, plus over a steal per game. Everyone in this lineup can dribble, pass, shoot, defend. Riza-Shea is no different. Now, with all that said, Kyrie Irving has seen a major drop-off in production since the prime of his career. He has not played well this postseason. At the same time, though, they would not be here if he hadn't drained that game winner in Game 7 of the first round. They were down by 1 to the 8 seed Thunder, and they nearly got upset, but Kyrie saved the day, and then it's been pretty much smooth sailing from there on out. Anthony Edwards has also had his share of clunkers in these playoffs, but ultimately he is still the second option on this team. His efficiency is much better than Kyrie's, and if we sleep on him, he can absolutely torch us. And shout out to Killian Hayes, man. Bulls legend Killian Hayes has quietly shot 54% from the field in the playoffs with 6 assists and 1.4 steals. He's been a serviceable backup point guard. Not the best season for Jaden McDaniels, as he has transitioned to a bench role full-time and dropped below 10 points per game. But I'm very familiar with Jaden McDaniels' game. I really enjoyed having him on our team. In fact, his production was the reason that I felt like Patrick Williams was expendable, which in turn was the reason why we have Ausar Thompson right now. God, I'm so excited to get Victor Wembanyama in foul trouble, and then when he comes off, Zach Edey comes on, who's just as tall. I guess this is how other teams feel when we bring in Icot Lucas off the bench. And the last man in their rotation is their designated bench gunner, Malik Roll from Wichita State. In his second year with the team, and he has really made a leap this year, averaging 12 points per game in the regular season and continued that into the playoffs. Here's one more look at our improbable, impossible finals run. And to think we almost lost to the Bucks in that final play-in game. Shaedon Sharpe ended up making the game-winning dunk at the end. We got like 50 points from him in that game, plus the game winner. Little did we know what we would get from him in the ensuing next few playoff series. And of course, we've done all of this without Brandon Ingram. That's what makes it so impressive. And checking in on his timetable, it now says 1 to 2 weeks. So his status for the finals is still very much up in the air. It's kind of like when Tyler Hero was injured during the Heat run in 2023. I think he made a recovery and maybe would have been able to return in the finals. But at that point, they didn't even bother. They were already playing well enough without him, and they were worried that bringing him back would mess up the chemistry. And similarly to that, this team has been just fine without Brandon Ingram, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Playoff series usually take about 2 weeks, so I suppose there's a chance he can return for Game 6, Game 7, but we can't keep looking ahead to Ingram's return. We need to take it game by game at this point and not worry about what we can't control. And what we can control is that pretty much all our guys are stepping up big time. Andrej Lorbeck, a 6-point per game leap from the regular season to the playoffs. He is playing the best basketball of his young career, even though he's still jumping back and forth between the starting lineup and the bench. He has been undeterred, and he has truly felt like a Manu Ginobili type player for us, our 6th starter. What type of series are we going to see out of Jet Howard? Is it going to be more like the first round or the second round? Despite the inconsistencies, his stats are still pretty good. 14.3 a night, 45% from the field. Can't ask for much more from the 23-year-old. But ultimately, he is the guy that we need to step into that Brandon Ingram scoring and ball handling wing role. And we're going to need him more than ever against the toughest opponent we've played. Clingan, of course, is going to have his hands full as the primary defender on Wemby. The rivalry between those two players continues to grow. It all started in that Rising Stars challenge, and now a new chapter begins. Clingan is always going to be the little man in that battle, literally and figuratively, but we'll see if he can become the Wemby stopper in this series. Ausar Thompson, the all-defensive first-teamer, is now going to have to guard the most talented backcourt in the league with Irving and Edwards. Even though those two have had their share of struggles in the playoffs, this is still going to be a major test for Thompson and a chance to really prove himself as one of the NBA's premier perimeter defenders. And of course, the numbers for Shaedon Sharpe speak for themselves. He's given us more than enough already. If he's able to even give us 2/3 of the averages that he has at the moment in these finals, I would be happy. I think it's really on us as a team to come together and beat these guys. Sharpe can't do it all by himself. Of course, Luis Kuzma probably didn't expect to be in the finals his rookie year after his draft rights were traded from the championship favorites to a team who had the worst record in the league last year. But here he is, battling the team that was willing to trade him away for a couple veteran role players. Dalen Terry is still kicking, and he is a key role player for us. A perimeter lockdown who can hit timely shots as well. He's kind of like a PJ Tucker for us, except a little bit more athletic. But Terry, of course, the longest tenured Bull, the only original Year 1 roster member who survived our complete roster overhaul. And it makes sense that he's the one who stuck around because of his youth, his athleticism, and his versatility. Maybe this is the series where we use Luke Kennard more heavily. We might have to put more shooters out on the court to keep up with the Spurs' firepower. Conversely, though, this might also be the series where Kennard's defensive deficiencies are the most exposed. And of course, you can't forget about the secret weapon of our team, Icot Lucas at 7'7". He has logged some pretty quality playoff minutes in this run, albeit with a 16.7% clip from the free throw line. Good lord. But honestly, with the size the Spurs have, we might have to live with a couple Hacka Lucases. Especially if Clingan gets into foul trouble, Lucas is going to have to be our primary backup center. I think more so than the small ball centers we have in Aaron Gordon, Luis Kuzma. Those guys are going to have to mainly play the 4. I'm not sure where Aaron Gordon will fit into the lineup, but of course he is the only player on the team with championship experience. But that is pretty much it for this video. That should set the stage for this gigantic finals matchup, a huge moment for the franchise. Everything has been leading up to this, everybody. For anybody that's still watching, I appreciate you, and I hope that you feel rewarded for making it this far. We are closing in on 50 episodes total in the series. This is the 14th episode of Season 4. I did not expect it to go this long, but here we are, and there are going to be at least 2 more episodes in the season. I'm planning to make Game 1 and 2 an episode. Game 3 and 4 will also be an episode, and then any game after that will be posted as a 1-game video. Can't believe how far we've gotten in this series, man. 4 wins away from the promised land in a series that I started 2 years ago, back in September 2023. I've learned a lot about how long it really takes to get these videos out, on top of all the other responsibilities you get in life. But I am a slow, detailed storyteller at my core, and I didn't want to compromise the quality of the videos just to get through it faster. I didn't care how long it took me, I wanted to see this series to the end. And we are inching closer to achieving that. So thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, I'd appreciate a comment with some feedback, a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on while you're at it, and recommend me to a friend. I will be back with the NBA Finals here in the Bulls franchise very soon. Have a great rest of your day.